Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I'm going to be doing a monthly reflections video for March, and my practice, my tarot practice, sharing my journals, showing the decks that I worked with, the books that I read and or still reading, and the shows that I've been enjoying, and anything else that seems pertinent for the month of March, like extra stuff that I'm doing as well. So just to get started, for my tarot practice, if you are not new here, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I am in the Boho Weavers group membership over at Dawn Michelle's channel. And so I have a monthly practice that I do along, using her guidelines, Dawn Michelle's guidelines. And this month could not have been any more appropriate, considering that we also started the Deacon Work. It's another thing that I am doing along with several other people. But this one was all about fire, reigniting our fire, smothering the flame, sharing the warmth, stoking the inner fire. So my card that I got for igniting the spark was Shakti, and it actually talks about like Kundalini and just that Shakti energy, that strong Shakti fiery energy, which I'm going through menopause and I've been having hot flashes like friggin' crazy. So that's probably partially where that came from. And this was something that was in the book. I thought it was really, really good for under Shakti. So, and it's about transformation and all that, which menopause is very transformational. I'm sorry about my voice and stuff. I'm going to do my best to get through this without coughing. If I do cough, I'm going to try to edit it out. Because I'm still under the weather. But anyways, getting into the practice. So the decks that I worked with is the Shakti card came from The Journey of Love, Oracle, and it's by Alana Fairchild and Rasuli and Richard Cohn, or Khan. And this is what the book looks like. And here are what the cards look like. They're really, it's a very cool deck. And I'm trying to not, there. When I'm just doing this, I'll try to turn it off so you can see the screen better. But these cards are so nice. These are the backs. And, I love Alana Fairchild. And there's always, like, let me show you the Shakti card. Let's see, what number was that? 19. So I can tell you a little bit about what card I got, like my main card. Shakti is divine feminine fire. She is the body awakened with light. She is the divine feminine, and she is the Kundalini, the energetic force that moves through us, triggered by love that leads to enlightenment of our body. With our Kundalini coming alive within us, we cannot remain as we once were. It is impossible. There's more. I'm not going to go into it, but I have watched you hurting and felt helpless to make life better for you. Loving you is having to make choices to let you be who you are, who you become, and all the who's yet to come. To love you is to ride the waves of your passionate embrace of life, ever mindful of the change in the wind and the occasional tempest brewing. Loving you is having to make choices, knowing it isn't my fault. I can still choose to take it personally, or just be, while I listen and watch you unfold. Your heart is a beauty I will always love. It's the part of you that hasn't changed much over time. When I lie beside you and hear you breathe, when I touch your skin or caress your hair, you are timeless, and I choose loving you. I think this is about loving our own inner divine femininity, you know, and accepting the changes that are happening right now in my body and in my emotions, and the feeling of burning, how appropriate also, because this month I also read The Burning Woman, but I'll get into that. So this was from Journey of Love. Excellent, excellent oracle. It's really good. And then the tarot, which I did not grab, but I have shown it before, and I believe I did a walkthrough. If I didn't do a walkthrough, I think it was in a previous month, reflections, but it is the Narrative Alchemy Tarot by Chrissy Bentley. And wow, I just love this deck so much. I cannot even tell you. And it worked perfectly with this. So, and then my write-up on that. This was the first reading. Now, the second one, which this was an important reading because this showed the 3 different areas for the next weeks, which was where I am currently suffocating it, that inner flame of mine, where or how I can share that heat with others, and what I can do to stoke the flame. And these are the 3 cards that will carry over into the following weeks. And that was my Sacred Rebels. You know, when I think of menopause and Burning Woman, I think of the Sacred Rebels Oracle. And another Alana Fairchild. I guess I'm just really feeling Alana Fairchild right now. This was the last card I got, but okay. Sorry, I had someone come in. So these are the backs. And these are the cards, and oh my gosh. I just love this deck so much. It is definitely sorry, let me make sure I'm in frame. It is definitely one of my most favorite Oracle decks ever. I'm sorry if you can hear the noise in the background. It never fails when I start recording. But I highly recommend this, especially for women that are going through their change. It's just like a very empowering deck. So anyways, those are the cards that I got for each one of those weeks. And then the other deck that I used was the Tarot of Oneness. And each week we go back to, like for my spark. So, these were the 2 cards that I drew on my original. Oops, what happened there? Come on. Nope, wrong one. What did I do? There we go. I somehow X'd out of all of it. But these were the 2 cards that I drew extra on the spark card. And like I said, I used the Tarot of Oneness, which is just a gorgeous, oh my goodness gracious, gorgeous deck. I really didn't use as many decks this month because I just really wanted to work with this one in particular and the Sacred Rebels. But I mean, just so beautiful. So this was such a good practice too this month. I'm going to be doing more videos on journaling with me. That was my write-up. And then, what is going on here? Sorry, guys. I must be hitting something. Since they've done updates, it's been really touchy. Oh, I said I would turn that off. Yeah, because that's probably causing issues. So this, again, is the next week where we touched on the Smother card, and that was the card I got, Dream a Beautiful Dream, and then my write-up on it. And I like to read right out of the Oracle, right out of the deck. I mean the book, the guidebook. Another, week. These were the questions, and those were the cards I got. Lovely, huh? Yupper duty. And then this week we did Smother Reflection. And this is the card that I got. And that was out of this really cool deck that I got, that I did a side-by-side walkthrough with a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, I should say. And there's my card. But that was about karmic release, healing the lineage and boundaries. So it had to do with like ancestral issues, like ancestral trauma and stuff like that. That card to help support me. And then my write-up. And then we go back to the Sacred Rebels, but just to show you a few of these. Although I did do a side-by-side, and I will put a link down below, or in one of the cards, or end screen, whatever, showing the actual video, if you want to see a full walkthrough of this, which is super cool. Okay, sorry, I had a little coughing attack there. And then we go back to the share card that I had in the previous, and just some questions on it. I didn't draw cards, I just journaled about those two prompts with the card. And then we go back to the Tarot of Oneness again. And we're on our share medicine. There's tons of prompts in the Weavers. Sorry if that's not even. In the Weavers membership. When you do the monthly medicine, it's just a whole thing. It's just fantastic. So, and then we got to our reflections, also Sacred Rebels, and my write-up. And the last one for Stoke, what can I do to continue to tend to my inner fire? And I got Pandora's Gift. And that was really juicy, let me tell you. And then also the medicine for that particular prompt with the 4 cards, I used Thoth. And that is actually down or upstairs. I forgot to bring that down with me. And this was my, I'm going to beat this. What the hell is happening here? I don't even know what I'm doing that it's doing that. But anyways, this was the card that I got, and then the write-up. And for next month, or for this month, because I'm filming this the beginning of April 3rd actually. Today we have our first, no we don't, but I haven't started it yet. We're doing the Weavers Fair. Welcome to the Weavers Fair, which is going to be really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I created some art for it and everything. Little fairies in there. Look at, oh, I'm such a nerd. So anyways, now going on to my planner. This was I really have been feeling this wanting spring, because we got dumped on so bad in March, or in February and March, but so much snow, and I'm just like so over it. I am like so ready for spring, and I'm getting ready to start planting and stuff like that again and starting up a garden. I'm very anxious to do that. And I really, really am anxious to start my rose bush outside of my window here. So anyways, this was like my main page. And then I go down weekly, and I talked about it. I had made little widgets so that I can keep track of the synchronicity numbers, because I get those all the time. And then this is just like my weekly rundown. And then we start the days. I changed the order of it. So I like to keep track of certain things, just so that I remember, because I just don't remember. Half the time I don't remember what I did. So this helps me. Some days I do better, and other days, as you'll see towards the end, because of being sick, I didn't do as well. But I like to take pictures on those days or that week and add them into my journal, and just really appreciating my life and just marking it down, you know. This month I also had released a whole bunch of sticker packs and a sticker book, which, this is my sticker book. It's getting really filled up. Like, for instance, I've done a whole bunch of numbers that I've created. I haven't released them yet, but I did all those, created them. All these are the ones I'm going to be using in April. I had created these. All these stickers, well, not all of them, but a lot of them are at my Ko-fi shop at amethystascension.com. These are like glittery, like little labels, more antique labels, like tags. Aren't those cute? I made all those. And look at how big I'm making it. So you can blow it up real nice. The quality's so good. Look at the shrooms. I made mushroom numbers. And for those who are lovers of their coffee or cappuccinos or whatever, I made some with the coffee numbers. I've still got to release some. And I also made ones with the roses. So, oh, I forgot, with the trees also. I think that's it. Yeah. So that's to show you, those are all under this tab right here. And there were more that I've purchased. So these are all filled up, page after page after page. This is all something that I created. So these are all, like, there's my coffee. There's my coffee stickers, right? I have a total of 5 pages on this sticker book, which is super cool. I'm sorry, let me turn that off. Now, I got a friend had made a whole bunch of these for me off of a picture. She was doing a project, and so she just sent me all these, and I changed even my icon to that. I think it looks really cool. I love that one. Look at that. That is excellent, isn't it? So I actually put them in here because I want to use them also in my sticker book. But anyways, getting back to, so on that day I released a whole bunch of those, and this I just keep it smaller, like highlights, you know, pictures from highlights for stuff that I had done in that week, and also following or tracking my synchronicity numbers. Some days I'm better at it than others, keeping track of them, but it's an ongoing thing. Plus, I've been trying to keep track of when I read. These are each half-an-hour increments. So, you know, that was an hour that I read that day. An hour. I ordered, but I just received those today in April. So I'm not going to be showing all of the decks that I got. I got a substantial amount of decks in March as well. But I already created a video for that, and I'll be uploading that separately so that it's not like massively long. And then I started getting sick. Oh, no, not yet. Or maybe. No, I started getting sick a little bit later than that. I had made more, and I don't know if I have those on. No, I don't have them on my site yet. But this is just I love it. I love being creative and putting my stuff in here so that I can just keep track of it. And it's fun. It gives me something to do, a way of being creative, but also being organized. Obviously, I don't put everything in. I started to, like, a day if I do, like, I don't know, 4 loads of laundry, or the dishes and or a couple loads of dishes, whatever, or clean the refrigerator or swept, or I don't normally put that stuff in there. If I'm just being lazy and I'm running out of stuff to put on there, then I will. But some days I read more than others. And this is like when I'm working and making stickers and stuff like that. Started another book. Yeah, this is the day I started getting sick, the 26th. I just pretty much wanted to stay in bed. I had an extreme sore throat. I did for a couple of days, and then it went into my head, and then now it's in my chest, but it feels like it's getting better. But it's been a process. So, anyways, I haven't even been reading in the last week since I've been sick. I just haven't felt like it. But in the beginning of the month, the books that I read were, and I should have wrote all these down, but we'll find them in here. The books I read, The Burning Woman, I started that in March and finished it in March. Started Shadow and Bone, but I haven't read too much more of that. Another series that I started watching and finished watching was, what's it called? Daisy Jones and the Six, and that is on Amazon Prime. It's really, really good. It's a fictional rock band that meets a singer, and it's like very turbulent and just shows their story. And this was like based out of the late 70s. So that was really good. Daisy Jones and the Six, really good. Other books that I read, I started and finished Practical Magic. Let me see. Oh, The Burning Woman. Technically, I don't have it finished because I've still got like 9 minutes left to it. But I did pretty much finish it earlier in the month. But let me show you something here. I started writing down because the last chapter of it is like nothing but questions to ask and exercises to do. So I started writing those all down because little by little, I want to start really going through a lot of shadow work and stuff that I have around, like femininity and the patriarchy and the lack of balance. I don't know if it's like tons of shadow, maybe, or just that I'm just like pissed off about it. I'm angry about injustice, and it was just a really good book with it brings up a whole lot of stuff. And so I started writing all of these down, like pages down, like burning questions about anger and your body and darkness and feeling a calling. And there's more. That's what I have to finish because I listened to this book. So I'm, writing all the questions down as I go. And I don't want to miss them all because I want to do like shadow work and, just really reflect on a lot of the stuff that was in that book. But let me tell you, the book was so damn good that several times while listening to it, and it was like 10 or 11 hours, I think, long. And it was the actual creator, I believe, that reads it. And it's just a very emotional experience for me, it was at least. I probably broke down crying a few times listening to the book and her passion behind it, and even towards the stories in the back about being shamed by other women and just like toxic femininity, toxic masculinity, as well as positive, and kind of like in between as well. It's a good read. It's a good read. That is one that I would definitely suggest for anybody, not just a woman, but men as well. And like I said, Practical Magic, that was really good, but the thing about that is it was so different than the movie. I couldn't believe how much how many things were actually different than the movie. Let me just put it that way, because I don't want to give anything away. I don't, if you want to read it. Another one I'm still listening to, and I'm about 15 hours in on the book, because it's like a 50-hour long book. That's The Witching Hour. Now, I watched The Mayfair Witches, and that I finished watching that in February, and it is based off of, The Witching Hour is based off of, or I should say, The Mayfair Witches is based off of The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. And it's good. It is good, but it is really long. So I read probably, or listened to probably about 5 or 6 more hours of that in March. A show that I watched is called Sex Life. That's on Netflix. What else? I watched a movie called The Visitor, and that was about a husband and a wife that end up moving to her family's estate after her father died, and her husband realizes that he looks like an image of a guy that's in the paintings, like an old painting. Come to find out, there's a reason why, and it's very like it's like a thriller, but maybe like a doppelganger kind of thing too. It's just weird, but it was good. It was really good. Trying to look and see what other I have read. Where is it? My friend Courtney wrote a book, another book. This is her 3rd book that she's written. She's, I don't know, 3/4 way through the next book in this series. This is the last summer, and I've got about 40 pages to go, and I'm done. And it is steamy, let me tell you. It is naughty steamy. These two are stepbrother and sister, and his mother died, and her father died, and they both were not, they have really bad relationships with, he has a really bad relationship with his father, and she had a really bad relationship, or does have a really bad relationship with her mother, and those two end up getting married, and they become stepbrother and sister. And there's a whole big, I mean, there's BDSM. It's just like, it's pretty damn good. I cannot believe Courtney wrote this. Just saying. It's really good. I highly suggest it. It is on Kindle Unlimited. And it's also in paperback on Amazon. So, yes. And then I did start another book because I finished that one. It's called Sisters of the Solstice Moon by Gina Martin. I'm about a couple hours in on that one. And that's when I started getting sick, and I haven't read ever since. Now, as far as shows, let me see. I'm just looking really quick because I have watched a lot of stuff. I don't know if I wrote it all down, though, to be honest with you. Maybe not. I did watch a movie on the Boston Strangler and the two ladies that were running up the news stuff. That was really good. Another one I'm watching is called Invisible City on Netflix. And like I said, the Daisy and the Six, that was really good. Yeah. So anyways, we've watched a couple movies too, but I don't remember what all the movies were. I don't think I probably wrote it down. So, I think that's all I have to show you guys. I think that's all I had to touch on. I showed you, yeah, I think so, guys. Oh, another project that I'm working on. And I did this this month as well. This is like super thick. This is a brooch that I made umpteen years ago. It's bead woven, backed in, that's a polymer clay bead that I made. And then backed in leather, used with glass seed beads. And it's a brooch. And I made this, like I said, like 10, 12, 15 years ago maybe. I don't remember exactly. A long time ago when I was doing a lot of bead woven jewelry. And I got this piece of leather, like suede leather. And I wanted to put, because this Taroccini by Mattelli, the box is just like so tore up. You know, the damn tuck boxes, right? So I wanted to do something for it because I think it's a really cool deck. And it's got like historical, you know, stuff to it. So I like that. But I don't necessarily like, let me turn this on. I don't necessarily like how this completely turned out because I'm going to end up doing this, the stitching that I did, all along here too. And I might get something different for it because I don't know how well that looks with it. But anyway, so I did make this, but this is a whole thing. I can't just take a needle and go through it because it's so thick. I had to use this like pushing it down with an anvil to make holes in it and then stitch it. So it's like a whole thing. But I thought it turned out pretty cool, other than I need to complete it and do the stitching just for the way it looks all the way around it. And maybe do a smaller button that I put like here and then a string that I just wrap around it or something in order to finish it off. But there you have it. That's pretty much it. I am going to be doing also uploading, not today, but maybe tomorrow or the next day, a video on all the new decks that I got because it is substantial in March. So, oh, yeah, I did forget to touch on something else that I'm finding that I maybe need to do. because my Deacon Work, this was my first one. Another book that I wanted to mention about the Deacon Work is, for those that are doing the Decans, for me, I'm doing it not really because of the astrological, what's going on in the sky right now, because even as we moved into the second Decan on March 31st, which is the sun in Mars, you can see clearly that the sun is still very much in Pisces. It doesn't enter until, I think, the middle of April into Aries, actually. And for the next one, though, it will be right because Venus is actually in Aries right now. And the next one is Venus in Aries. But the first one, even when we started, Mars is not in Aries. Mars was clear over here between Taurus and Gemini, and it's moving more into Gemini right now. So I'm not using it for the actual current energies that are in our solar system. Whoops, I'm going too far. I'm using it for, like, what it means for Mars in Aries, or the sun in Aries, or Venus in Aries, and also what its origins were, all that. But I am getting to the point where I think I'm going to have to maybe create a different digital journal that has 36 different tabs or 12 different tabs, so that I can do like all three of them that are in Aries, and then all three of them that are in, you know, Taurus, and then Gemini, and on and on and on, to go around for the Decans. Because if I don't, and I just keep it in this one tab, I'm going to be like going forever and ever and ever and ever. You know what I mean? Rather than just making it easier on myself and creating like tabs for different ones. So I might create a whole different journal just for the Deacon Work. But anyways, I have started that. But I wanted to suggest this book, Journaling. There we go. Journaling the Tarot. Oops. Evolutions, is it in there? Yes. And formerly by Andy Matzner. It's by Drea Bloom. And this book is a great prompt for journaling, because like I said, I want to do more in regards to like what it means for the Two of Wands and understanding that energy. So this book actually has about, see, here's the Two of Wands. It has about 60 questions in here for, so this one had 58 questions for the Two of Wands. So I read through them, and I chose like 10 of those questions that I want to do further journaling on, or just reflection on. You know, like, what is your heart's desire? Well, I don't necessarily have to do a journal prompt on it. I can just ponder on all of these things if I want to. If I want to get more detailed, I can do journaling on it. But that's if I have time. And like I said, I hadn't been feeling the best. I'm like having a hot flash, like right now as we speak. But I wanted to bring this up, Journaling the Tarot Evolutions, and by Andy Matzner, but it's now Drea Bloom. So another thing I did forget to mention is that I also do, you know, work around the moon, around the different 4 moon cycles. And I use true sidereal astrology. So full moon on March 7th was in Leo. Last quarter moon on the 14th was in Ophiuchus. The new moon on March 21st was Pisces. and the first quarter moon on the 28th was in Gemini. And I have been loving, loving, loving the Herbal Astrology Oracle. And that's probably what I'm going to keep on using for all of my astrology, my moon readings each month. So, you know, and I might be talking more on my channel about each of the moon phases. Sorry about that. I had not been talking really about the moon phases too much because I have a membership. And those members get these particular printouts. So I didn't want to mention it too much. But you know what? That is a little bit different talking about it than actually providing the charts. So if you want to get the charts like this every month, I am so sorry. So if you do want to get the charts, I do have a True Sidereal moon membership, monthly moon membership, and it's only $5. And I send you several reports as well as the images, either in PDF form or also digital PNG with the backgrounds out, see? So that you can also implement them into your own digital journaling. And I do the 4 moon phases. Those are included in it. So if you really want to know with the charts what's really going on in the sky, then head on over to my amethystascension.com. I'll put a link down below and join that membership. Like I said, it's $5 a month. And thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you have enjoyed getting a sneak peek into my practice and seeing my journal and, you know, seeing my the decks that I've worked with, the shows that I've been watching, the books that I've been reading. And I look forward to watching what you've been up to. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I am sending you love always.